Greetings. Welcome to this month's intention and kind of the inner focus, inner theme, cultivating our good vibrations. So we're doing that this month with, of course, how we illuminate ourselves in our mental self, in our physical self, and also our spiritual health. So just finding a comfortable place to sit and let the shoulders drop back. We're going to start by just gently offering the eyes closed, Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale, sweep the arms, palms up. Exhale, hands down. Feel free to create expressional release. Letting go of any tension. Finding your unique practice. It's a bit intuitive at times to kind of connect to what allows us to cultivate good vibrations within ourselves. We're going to pause with the hands together in the heart. Our chanting, our ability to create these tonalities, harmonics within the instrument of the body, are thought to bring about good vibrations. And we'll practice 3 long Om. Big exhale, breath. Change the way your legs have maybe been sitting there for a bit. Recenter yourself. Arms sweep up on our inhale. We're going to cross the arms into eagle. You modify, hands can just touch your shoulders. Draw in and up through the root lock, the lower navel. Draw the chin down, lifting the elbows, gently descending the shoulders. Breathing deep. Inhale, open up, goalpost. Exhale, wrapping the arms the other way. Shoulder blades descend, sternum lifts, the chin can bow down. Trying to keep levelness in the shoulders to some degree. The arm that's on top might naturally feel as though it wants to go higher. Evening and deepening out our breath. Especially to our low lung and the back part of our lobes, the lungs. Inhale, opening up. And exhale. Lying down, fingertips behind you. Open your sternum, heart, clavicle area without putting compression in at the cervical or lumbar spine. So this is our ability to understand those energy locks within the stretches that we're practicing for asanas. So you're creating space, but staying anchored deep into your sits bones. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, elbows can bend. We're going to fold forward, taking a few moments here. You can use a yoga block to make that more restorative. Some of us might be able to place comfortably arms and head down. Elongate through the center. And maybe you rock a little. And feeling into how you cultivate good vibration. One more deep breath. Take an inhale to come up. We're going to twist first to the leg that's on top or ankle that's on top. Or more forward if it's just crossed at your shins. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Other direction. Notice how your legs are set up. We're going to stretch out a moment, but then we're going to do the forward fold and the twist with the opposite cross of your ankles or legs. You're going to try to stretch your legs out. Hands can be behind you, spread your toes. You're not going forward. You're just stretching out. Energy. You can do things like pedaling out. Nothing in yoga should feel like it's straining us. And interestingly enough, you have far more success within like the deeper componentry of the yoga when you force your body. So our goal is not to force that where we're at physically. Take your legs into a starting position for the forward fold motion and the twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Forward and down. Forehead again can touch to the floor. Possibly you have props. Go for extension in the front and side body. Next, inhale to come up. We're gonna twist towards the direction for whatever leg is more forward or on top. Inhale, center. Exhale. Unwinding on the breath in. Stretch those legs out. So we're going out a little wider. You want to just observe your personal edge. Try to do something that releases any pent up energy and also keeps blood flow circulating in our body. We're holding in our core. We're going to take it to a Baddha Konasana pose. We're going to do the version first where the feet are further away from our hips. So it's almost like you're making a diamond shape. You want to elevate your pelvis on props if you are tight through the hamstrings, the hips, and low back. Any of those areas or all of those areas. If you are tight, any seated floor work, elevate the hips. So when you're ready, lengthen. And on the exhale, you're slowly folding down. Go for length in the front body, keeping the feet together. There's several different arm variations that you can add, but you want your heart space remaining open. You can also use a prop to fill up any space between your head and your foot. The goal is to just breathe and relax into the hip stretch. Hoping you're finding this more to the outer hips. Inhale, slowly come up. Take the fingers behind you, hug the legs together a moment and extend out. Spread your toes, spread your fingers, open up the front of your body, and then press the toes forward. Come back through to center. We're going to do second part, soles of the feet touch together and you come in as close as you comfortably can find. We're on top and forward of our sit bones. Lift up through the chest, keep the feet touching together. Exhale, rock. Release any tension. Any thoughts or distractions are able to flow through the awareness of our mind. Come back to cultivating good vibrations each breath in the body and in your mind. The good vibrations that can be flowing through our spiritual field. Inhale to come up. Exhale. We're going to transition to be on hands and knees. Give yourself a couple of moments. Taking sips of water is okay, just don't drink a lot of water. Practice cat-cow. Breathe in cow pose. Exhale, cat. Nice and slow. Think of creating space between the vertebra. Finding more of that support in activating the upper back than in the low back. As you're finding that cat stretch, really feel the shoulder blades pull together, but you don't want to pull the shoulders to the ears. So it's almost like the heart has to melt or the sternum has to drop that moment that you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. Get more of that curl in at the upper back. This next time that you take the cat stretch, we're also going back child's pose. Breathe it out here. Everything resting down. Big exhale. Inhale, find your tabletop pose. We're going to practice threading the needle. Let your right arm reach up. And exhale, thread it in and under, coming down. Walking that left arm up overhead or keeping the hand to where you can bring support for the shoulders. If you're comfortable, okay here, you might take your left leg and extend it back. Both knees would be down, hands sides to shoulder. Inhale for your tabletop. Breathe in. Left arm reach. And exhale, threading the needle on the other side. You want to adapt the poses, fairly similar one side and the other side. Creating space around the neck. And a soft smile. Good vibrations. The knee would be on the mat. Right hand under the shoulder. And then we come up. Take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to come down onto the belly. We're going to practice our Sphinx pose. So go nice and slow. You can give yourself a little mini chaturanga. You lay the tops of the feet down, tops of the thighs down, drawing your arms forward for Sphinx pose. And you can kind of sense how you want to establish extension in the back, but you're also kind of gently, to get the stretch, pulling yourself forward. No shoulders in to the face or neck. You want to broaden that action that we do in the cow pose of cat-cow. Have the tops of the feet, spread the toes, breathing skillfully, breathing deeply. If you're comfortable in this yoga pose, we press into the fingertips. We can practice the seal. Continuing to maintain our root lock. Maybe you want to turn at the neck and see that you're relaxed. Can you see past your shoulder? Is it equal both directions? No shortening the low back. Final bit. As we do this thing of kind of working our edges, all of it should be met, encapsulated with the breath. The breath is so vital, so important. Final two. Exhaling breath to come down. Crocodile pose. You might rock a little side to side. Deep breath in. Exhale to child's pose. You might have your knees out a little wider. We'll have a yoga block. And we're going to be setting up for a variation of a low lunge with a specific idea that we're trying to stretch a little laterally and possibly in through some of our psoas and down through the hip flexors. So it's just important that we don't go leveraging into things. You're going to have your right foot stepped forward. Knee and ankle would line up. We want to have our hips as level as possible. The yoga block might be to the outside of that right hip area. Back toes can tuck under, or the top of the foot can be on the floor. You want to be able to hug in isometrically, draw your inner thighs back. We're going to inhale, stretch up. So we maintain the lumbar, but we might go over laterally. So some of us might be able to go down onto a low block or possibly to the fingertips. Still hugging in and turning the heart up. Inhale, coming up, and Ardha Hanuman as we exhale. Re-extend your leg, move out forward. Inhale, breath. And we come back. Take a moment balanced on our shins. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sit to hero's pose. You can have props, you can modify these, skip these. Kind of feeling how those two different sides of the body doing, where those opens parts are, where those areas that we have yet to stretch. If we found the block helpful, we would have that to the other side, rising up, using our core, help step forward. So again, not super, super deep. We want to be able to stay upright over our hips and kind of sense how do we hug everything up and in and feel super relaxed while we cultivate our good vibrations. Inhale. And then we do the hand down. So again, you might just be there. So long as you're not straining, you might try the method of the fingertips lower on the block or towards the floor. Accessing freedom of breath. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, Ardha Hanuman. Spread the toes, breathe in. Exhale. Breathing, lifting up. We're going to come back so that we're on our shins a moment. Breathing in. And exhale, hero pose. Take a few moments here. See if you can add prayer behind you. You can do the fist coming together if reverse prayer isn't available. Narrow the ribs in. Check in with the neck, the face. Ujjayi breathing, we have the tip of the tongue to our upper palate. The mouth is unpierced, soft smile. Blow the breath through the nose evenly. Little pause at the top of your inhale. Little pause at the bottom of your exhale. Inhale to release. We're in a transition here. So taking a couple of moments, you may want to have a yoga block. And you can also have a strap if needed as well. So I'm going to go to that wide leg, forward fold. Take a nice deep breath. Side stretch towards the right. Inhale, center. Do a little side stretch. Inhale to center. Main hold is that wide leg position, so you can have props here. You want to try not to strain your body, and you want to be able to relax through this process. You can use props in any way that supports your yoga practice here. Focus on cultivating good vibrations spiritually, physically, mentally. Through this process of what's coming up in the yoga pose. You don't want to get too distracted. Continue to breathe. We're going to come up with our torso. Turn slowly like you're twisting towards your right leg. Walk your arms down to a personal edge. Inhale, coming through to center. And exhale, twisting a little to the opposite direction, going down. Inhale, returning through to center. Slowly bring legs a bit more together. A deep breath in. And we'll come down onto the back. So you could either roll through your side or roll down slowly. It's more deep stretch today, so just kind of keeping it really a calm way. In your transition, eventually you're down on your back. Elongate everything out. Take the arms out to the side. Draw the right knee in. Left hand comes over to the knee. Exhale from the core and twist. Let your foot come towards the leg. And you can add to the stretch if it's okay. Grabbing a hold of your foot so the leg is fully extended. Bend the knee, inhale to center. Exhale, the leg extends. Kind of check in how your body resets itself. Make sure your hips are level, in line through your torso to shoulders. The left knee comes in. We exhale, right hand to the knee, cross over. No aggression, no over forcing. Just keep reapplying all of these techniques within the practice. There is a practice. Within the practice of the practice, there's a practice. Our goal over time is not to get so stuck on all the details, but cultivate our third eye, our spiritual eye of awareness. Can add that leg extension. And through the field of awareness, we would be able to know, like, oh, we need to bring more energy around the breath, or there's things maybe the mind is holding on to. It's time to let go. And the unique thing is the way that I've been finding that over the last 2 decades, and the way that you're finding it for however long you've been practicing yoga will all be uniquely different. This is why it's a self-realization practice for yoga. We extend the leg down, take a good stretch. Knees into the chest, Apanasana. Doing a gentle bridge. Inhale to rise up. Let your shoulders work in to the midline. From body opening for final moments. If it's okay on the shoulders, can I interlace? Releasing down slowly, vertebra by vertebra. Soles of the feet come together. Knees open, reset your hips, draw your arms out, If you have something like a bolster or pillows and you know the reclined Supta Baddha Konasana, you can set yourself up in something like that and be able to continue to enjoy for a fuller Shavasana restorative experience here in these cues of just softening the mind, softening the body, the posture. Deepening and slowing the breath down. You may continue for a longer period of relaxation. The legs can extend, being comfortable in Shavasana, deep relaxation. It's nice to, on a personal level, cultivate a practice around 3 to 5 minutes, and for restorative, 10 minutes for relaxation. Thank you for joining in to this set for a deep stretch today. Namaste.